Yeah. Yeah. Will. Yeah.
We're back.
I don't know. I feel something.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm feeling good. It's a little brighter outside today, bouncing off some of the snow.
Yeah.
The wisping of the snow.
We're alive.
I took a few breaths. It was a little bit of that.
Right in the morning?
Mm-hmm.
Cold air.
And I felt something. So I decided to bring that with me, stick it in the pocket, bring it with me today. And there's so much to talk about because it's actually been a while. Of course, we did the video, the case FAQ. My goodness, we got to apologize. You know, it was in depth. Some people wanted it. 6 people wanted that.
Yes.
So, no, I mean, a few people wanted that. So, it's good we got some more detail out there into the world. But now it's back. We're back to the real format, the caliber that we're used to. The type of thing that you bring to the table. The type of energy and content that can only flow from a man of your stature.
Yeah.
I don't want anything to flow from a man. Except for your content, Will.
Oh.
That's the only time.
Can we start with the...
No, hey! This is important, this part right here. We got to recap. We got to set the stage again, people. It's been a while. You gotta
It's gotta reset.
you gotta set the foundation. Put the foundation back in place that you can build up again. Because if you got a rocky foundation, you can't build on there.
Yeah.
Willie do.
Moisture builds up.
If you got a crack in the foundation, you can't build in there.
No.
Why is Vin pointing at his phone? He didn't message me yet. Go ahead, message me if you have something to say. Important. Hey, you can't have a crack in the foundation. Will. Everything you build on top. It relies on that.
Yeah. You don't want it toppling
with
over.
With the ground and the shifting environment.
No. That's not good.
The freezing and the thawing of the environment.
The morning dew?
Yeah, the Willie dew.
Moisture, yeah.
Willie dew on the morning dew. Where are you going right now?
I'm going to the first story here.
No, you're not. You're not going anywhere. Yeah, we might as well. But, I'm happy to be back. So I apologize for getting that out of the way.
Yeah.
I'm happy to be back in the groove on the show. We got probably Thor C. Shout out Thor C. He's watching this.
Shout out.
He didn't know what to do with that last video. He said, I don't know. I got to go to work. Yeah. Guys ain't giving me no work. Yeah. So, Thor C. What is he, a Viking? He's the Viking.
Oh, yeah.
Is that what he goes by? Mm-hmm. First story of the day. A lot of people sent this to me, wanted me to take a peek at it. Crazy development. A crossover you would never expect. Pablo Escobar's brother has his very own folding phone product, which is launching soon. Not the guy you would expect to be involved in this space. If you've never heard, Pablo Escobar is fairly well known. His brother, on the other hand, is dabbling in some... He seems to be committed to the tech space to some degree. He has had an ongoing dispute with Elon Musk over the not a flamethrower, claiming that he invented it or he has some sort of a intellectual stamp on the flamethrower that Elon sold, and they have a beef going on, whatever it happens to be. And alongside that beef, he's out here doing a folding phone as well.
What's his name? I'm trying to find it. It's always saying Pablo Escobar.
His name is Brother Escobar. Yeah, what is his
Like,
name?
what's his
Good
official
question.
name?
No, everyone's saying Pablo Escobar's brother. Even this article over here on BGR, that is strange. He only goes by that. Maybe no one knows his name. Well,
Well, there's 3 brothers listed here.
someone's going to find out which brother. It's either Roberto, Luis Fernando. Anyhow, the guy is interested in tech, and now he has this play in folding devices. The device that they're showcasing looks a lot like this one, which I had to go find where this thing went. This is the first folding phone the world really saw in a big way. I think it was the first folding phone that showed up here in studio, but it was either CES or what's the one is it MWC?
Yes.
The one in Spain. And this was sort of, like I said, the first exposure to the idea of folding displays. This is the Flex Pi from Royale. Royoli. This was the one that I never knew how to say. It folds in a strange way. It has this hinge on the back, which looks very similar to the Escobar product. Now, the Escobar product has a different color to it. It's gold, as it would be. If you're Pablo Escobar's brother, this would be gold.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty obvious. Now, the craziest part of this situation is not the device, not the folding, it's crazy on its own that's not the craziest part. The craziest part is the price. He claims this will be sold for $350.
Oh.
Starting at $350 for any folding phone seems pretty wild, as far as I'm concerned.
That's really affordable.
As far as I can tell. Now, granted, not a ton of adoption on this thing right here.
No.
But
That thing's running Android, right?
yeah, of course.
Yeah.
It's running Android. And it doesn't have the Escobar skin, though, on it.
Oh.
So let's keep that in mind. The phone is going to be called Pablo Escobar Fold 1. And they claim to be targeting the iPhone and Apple specifically. And it's going to launch alongside a lawsuit. Escobar's brother says he plans on hitting Apple with a class action suit in early January, going for a huge $30 billion payday. Roberto Escobar. $30 billion payday. I wonder how that angle goes. What exactly? Going at Apple with the class action, that's no joke. They got a couple of lawyers and they got people to deal with those things. But hey, man, I don't know. If he's got a case, I don't know. Escobar's brother says he'll invest $1 million of his own money to start the proceedings. So he's down for it. The phone is 2 7.8-inch AMOLED displays connected by a hinge, a Snapdragon 8 series processor. How can it be 2 7.8-inch displays? Is it 2? No, because this is seamless across when you use it.
Maybe at the bend.
Oh, maybe it's just because then they go independent when you're using it like this. AMOLED, obviously, Snapdragon 8 series processor, 128 gigs of storage, 20 megapixels, 16 megapixel camera, fingerprint scanner. That's actually over on the side, as it is on this model right here. Apparently, you can step up to $500 and get a version with 512 gigs of storage. And can you order this right now? You can order this thing right now. And if you actually go to escobarinc.com, unlocked, works on all networks in the US and worldwide, $349. You can order this right now. And maybe I'm going to have to throw the order in real quick. Was that? No, I don't think that was not safe, was it? This is how they're marketing it. They've also got these girls marketing it called the Escobar girls. And there's some other images. There's actually some better images of the phone. If you go to the listing, there you go. Click on the 128 gigabyte listing. And you can get some other pictures of the device. I think the device pictures are... they compare the device itself to a stack of cash by the looks of it. Oh, no, maybe not. It kind of has a wallet vibe to it to begin with.
Let you know.
And it's got this hinge, if you remember, from the original Flex Pi, that it doesn't close completely, so it's sort of First of all, it folds to the outside and it stays in this format. So, look, what can we say? What can we do? It's obviously a strange development. Certainly, there's never a dull moment in the tech world. You never know what's going to happen, and I think it's sort of interesting. I mean, how is it going to be different than this beyond the paint? I don't really know. Maybe the software might see some alterations. Obviously, there's a different marketing angle, and there's a certain novelty factor of having the Escobar Fold 1. You got the Escobar phone.
Is Flex or Royale leasing this design?
Yeah, I would say you would presume that this would be a type of white label situation where they go in there and make an agreement or possibly collaborate. That's probably what's going on here. It's likely. The official Escobar Fold 1 smartphone is always ready to fold. Imagine a reality where you can, at ease, fold your phone into a tablet. This is now possible thanks to the Escobar Fold 1. Free shipping worldwide. The phone comes with a complimentary cover, so there's another difference there. It comes with a leather wallet-looking cover, which, yeah, kind of looks all right. It looks like a light kind of a tan leather going on there. So I think there's going to be a novelty factor. I can see certain kinds of individuals being like, I got that Escobar phone.
Have some fun with it.
It's kind of fun. And to be honest, at $349, is it actually cheaper than the FlexPi?
Well,
Would that make it cheaper? I don't know. I can't remember. I feel for some reason that this was more expensive, but it was tough to get your hands on. Are they still selling it via their web store? I believe so. Maybe not. Ooh, not on the web store. The device. Just the headsets. Maybe they never had a widespread retail price. Maybe you just... Oh, there you go. Well, how dare you. There's got to be an MSRP of some kind over here.
Is there like a buy button?
I know we haven't done this in a while, Will. How about just a quick Google on FlexPi price? $1,300 was the original price. So how does he get it then for $350? It's a markdown on the Escobar version. We're going to have to order it up. That's the bottom line. We're going to have to order it up because it's just that exciting. Escobar Inc. established 1984. So Escobar making a comeback. You got the Netflix show. Now you got the Fold. You got all kinds of other things you can buy on the site. Who even knew that Escobar's going after it? No, that's absolutely not, Jack. You got the hat, the official Escobar baseball cap, the Escobar duffel bag, which, you know, that's got to be the hot seller. Vin wants one of those. The side of the Escobar duffel bag says Big Pablo Money. You see that? Well, that's why Vin wants it. Big Pablo Money. And the t-shirt says Escobar Inc., Real Gangster Business Expletive. And they've also got, what is it, a product for the females as well? Yeah, they've got the women's leggings. Miss Pablo Escobar, $99. So who knows? There could be some Escobar in your future, Will. You just didn't know it. I might have to get you that hat right there. Because I'm putting in an order anyways.
Yeah, the $100 hat.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw that in the cart as well. And we'll see on an upcoming show when it arrives. You're gonna be, you know, the people are gonna want to see that.
Oh yeah,
the people are gonna want to see that.
I'll rock it.
We have a new leak, man. The guy Ice Universe keeps putting a freeze out there. Love the Ice Universe. He's got a new leak. It looks like a front panel. Claims to be a front panel Galaxy S11. And my goodness, Willie do. What a slim and trim little edge there. What a slim and trim bezel on that. And what a tiny little camera hole punch. Though some people like to call it punch hole. Which do you prefer? Are you a hole punch guy or a punch hole guy?
I grew up with hole punch.
You grew up with a hole punch.
Yeah. Although punch hole, I mean.
Did you ever use a hole punch like on paper?
Of course.
Yeah.
I think we all did at least one point.
Why do you though? I can't. What were you doing?
Making extra holes.
Yeah, I don't know why though, because you would have had the paper with the holes already in it. Yeah, it was to see how many you could hole punch at once. Yeah, limited functionality. It would only be if your paper didn't already have the holes in it, or if you needed the hole somewhere else. So, but you don't see those things lying around anymore. I don't, not at least not in our studio. Ain't no hole punch in here, unless it's on a Samsung phone for the time being, for the most part. So, when you look at the images of this leak here, you see perfect symmetry as far as the left and right bezel, very, very slim and trim, and the top. Mm-hmm. But as you scroll down, you'll see you have a slightly, ever so slightly. Does that bug you? It's ever so slight that the chin is a bit bigger. And Will had a moment there. Yeah, he was let down because it was split up in two separate images. So you scrolled and you had really high expectations.
Oh, yeah.
Unrealistic expectations. You wanted complete symmetry. Mm-hmm. How can anyone live up to that standard? Well,
could not do that, eh?
No, I mean, that's crazy. You over here with these ridiculous expectations.
It is very thin, though, the bottom, I would have to
say.
It's
still, and look, we're zoomed in. There's no screen there. So you actually see more of the bezel because it's against a clear backdrop.
Right.
If you have a screen there and you're not zoomed into this one section, you're really not going to notice it. It's not going to be a huge deal. Yes, I agree with you. If it's completely symmetrical the whole way around, it's a feat of engineering. Uh-huh. Where are you putting everything? How are you doing it? I mean, I always have those questions. I'm always in awe. I'm always amazed. Mm-hmm. The rapid development that takes place, the work that goes into. Oh my God! I mean, I've told you, we talk.
Yeah, they'll get there.
Yeah,
it's getting thinner every year.
But this is we've seen the renders, and now this points at the renders in the form of a physical manifestation of a front panel, which would seem to indicate that everything was sort of close to on point. And of course, there's a lot more interesting and exciting about this device, some of which we covered when we first looked at the renders in a previous episode. It's going to be likely the first to use 108 megapixel, ultra high resolution sensor. So massive sensor. We've seen that from some other brands, but it'll be a first for a Samsung device. It's also reported to have a very large battery potential. Just under 5,000 milliamp hours, 4,900 milliamp hour battery in there, up to 12 gigs of RAM, $1,000 price tag. It's kind of what you would expect. It's a few bucks, Will. You want one of these guys, it's a few bucks.
I'll pay for it.
You have a few bucks, though, because you sent the coat back, remember?
Oh, yeah.
When you bought the really fancy coat?
Patagonia, man.
Will bought a really fancy coat. And he's trying it on. He's in the mirror. He's doing a fashion show.
Yeah.
And Jack walks over. He's like, "What are you wearing, man?" And Will sent it straight back. So then you cleared up the money from the very expensive coat.
Oh, yeah.
People don't even want to know how much you spent on that coat.
No.
They really don't. They're going to gasp.
Yeah.
They're going to...
Yeah. Patagonia doesn't play around. They're really expensive.
Yeah. So did you actually wear it out of the house, or was it just in the mirror and then dead?
I wore the inside,
it was a two-piece coat.
Mid-layer, yeah. And that felt really good. It was really warm.
Nice.
But like I said, it was really chunky.
You were too poofy.
Yeah.
Well, listen, Patagonia, they're going to reach out now. They're going to just design the Willy Do version of it, however, to your specification, and then that's the one that people want anyways. So it's all going to get sorted out. But in the meantime, the money you just cleared up, now you get yourself the new Samsung Galaxy.
There you go. Yeah.
All right, 4,900, because it's too many pixels for you lately, and I'm sick of it.
I know, I got to try something.
Yeah, to be honest, I'm sick of it. It's we got to do something different around here. So both you and I, it's going to be Galaxy S11 coming right up. Exciting times. And yeah, it does look cool. It looks like it's going to meet the renders, which is what everybody wanted. I should also say, of course, it's going to have the 865 Snapdragon flagship platform in there. There could be a different version, Korean version, which will have a different chip in it. And there's going to be 10x optical zoom, likely supported 100x hybrid zoom. Tremendous camera options are likely to be there alongside the crazy slim bezels and the tiny little hole punch. So get ready for it, Galaxy S11. Next story here. This is just unbelievable. We have new fast charge technology, 80% of your battery in 1 minute. 80% battery life in 1 minute. Now, it seems like every time we shoot one of these shows, somebody breaking some type of charge record. Well, just speed records, land speed records. Mm-hmm. Every 2 seconds over here. Every time we do something like this.
Was it VOOC 2.0?
Yeah. Everybody's VOOCing out there.
Charge.
Yeah, they're doing
charge.
it. They're going to the lab and they're just maxing this stuff out. It's incredible. It's you keep tinkering, little changes, little alterations, cool things down. It's outside of our league, Will. We're not in there.
No.
We don't put the lab coat on.
We just want the technology.
We want the technology. We want to use it. We want to talk about it. And we appreciate it. Most importantly, we appreciate the hard work. We appreciate the advancements and those little fine-tuning nature of it. Little incremental changes, progress, ladies and gentlemen. Progress. Any form of it. It's pretty cool. Now, the last one we talked about was from Xiaomi, where they were talking about 100-watt fast charge, which was already bananas enough. And that was fresh on the back of, I believe, what Oppo was showing off at 65 watts. We actually had that in the house in the form of the Renault Ace, where we charged it up ourselves at 65 watts, which was already stupid in the good way. And then you move to the Xiaomi 100-watt proposal, which amps that up further. I mean, how addictive is it to just watch something like that, to just watch the battery climbing like that, Will, with the graphic? I mean, I don't even want to use the phone. I just want to watch it charge.
It looks like things are happening.
Yeah, I don't need to go on social media.
Yeah.
Just need to watch it charge. It's more exciting. What am I going to watch anyway? 58, 59, 60.
You're just counting.
61, 62, 63, 64. You never know what's going to come next.
Yeah.
So you had the one we showed off. Then you had Xiaomi showing off 100 watts, which is obviously there's a 35-watt improvement there in 5 minutes. Like 5 minutes later, that story comes out. Already destroying the previous champ. And then here we are at Peking University Global Alumni Forum on December 1st. And we got Professor Huang Yunhui. Huang Yunhui. Huang Yunhui. All right? Of the University of Science and Technology. He presents his research charging 80% of a phone in 1 minute. That's what he's been working on. What have you been working on?
My belly. That's pretty much it.
You've just been working on the Italian food.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you've just been working on the Moli Santa Bakery.
Yeah.
That's it.
Putting a dent in it.
Yeah, that's all you've been working on. And you didn't even eat it in the store, which to me is offensive.
I will.
You took it out of the store.
Next time.
It's a hot sandwich. We can't be doing this takeout.
Still.
You need full max
delicious.
performance in the moment.
Yeah.
Moldy Santa Bakery. Shout out.
Team lunch.
Yeah, shout out. You get a sandwich. You get the pasta with the tomato sauce. This was what makes Vin hungry, this kind of stuff. Jack, too. He can't handle it over there. We always talk about this late in the day. I mean, look at this. What are we talking about? You got everything you need. You got the hot table. You got the pizza. You got the pasta. You got the fresh salads. And you got the sandwiches. All right? So we got nothing to complain about. Yeah. Really. It doesn't get... You don't... Well, there's things in life. You understand? You go through these various stages of life. And you think that you're progressing towards... You think that there's... You think you can get to a certain height and that things are going to be different and that things are going to continue to progress at the same pace. But it doesn't work that way. No, it doesn't work that way. Some of the greatest things in life are available and accessible. You just got to know how to appreciate. And you can go in here and have a sandwich, and anyone can do it. Anyone can do it. And you don't get much higher than that. People will tell you, no, there's a long way to go. But in that moment, when you eat the sandwich in there and you don't take it out of the store.
On like a cold, wintry.
No, you don't
night.
take it out. You eat the sandwich immediately and you just properly, you're just in the moment. People are going to tell you there's other places to go up that you can still do, but it's not true. It's just, at that moment, you're only limited by your capacity to showcase your own personal appreciation. That's it. That's the only barrier.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we should team lunch.
80% of a charge in 1 minute. It's scary. Now we are connected all the time. Guy like Jack already can't put the phone down. He's looking at his phone right now, staring. And now he only ever has to charge for 1 minute. So then he goes right back. He's locked in like a zombie. He's just glued. How dare you? He needs the 1 minute of charging as well. Like a proper maniac. Like a proper weirdo, So apparently they showcase this technology. Like at present, this fast charge technology has been used on the Huawei P30 and other smartphones. Well, yeah, but not that fast. It's been used on a lot of different devices, but they've constantly been pioneering. And other manufacturers, more traditional manufacturers they're not the ones pushing the boundary on it. It's important to note. It's not Apple. It's not Samsung. It's Chinese companies, Xiaomi, Oppo, etc., that keep pushing this particular advancement.
Yeah, they're willing to take the risk.
They're going for it. Listen to this. According to the investigation, the above-mentioned technology corresponds to the construction and synergy mechanism of high-performance composite electrode materials for energy storage. Imagine you and I came in here on a daily basis, and that was our project. That's the kind of stuff we worked on.
Oh.
That was the title on the door when we walk into the room.
That sounds
That's the
gangster.
Yeah, that's the department we work in.
Yeah.
Construction and synergy mechanism of high-performance composite electrode materials for energy storage. Daily, we walk into that room.
Just changing the world every day.
I think we should put on a door right over there. So that's what we don't actually have to do it. We just have to feel what it's like to walk into that door with that sign. So as it stands right now, we have this 100 watt to look forward to. That's capable of charging a 4,000 milliamp hour battery in 17 minutes. And next up, it's 80% of your battery in 1 minute. Oh, also, people get mad whenever we talk about this. They say, what about the health of the battery? You charge a battery faster, you could deplete the long-term capacity.
Because of what? Heat?
Heat, degradation over time. It's a valid point to differing degrees depending on the technology implemented to deal with that. But part of me thinks that the upgrade cycle that exists, the 65 watt Oppo device was around $500, maybe less, $400, that device.
Yeah.
If you can start packing this technology into affordable devices, then that upgrade cycle accelerates and maybe people don't care so much. This all comes down to how long an individual plans on holding onto a smartphone. So I'll send the question out to the universe. How long do you expect to hold on to a smartphone in 2019? Is it 1 year, 2 years, 3 years? I'm curious. And also how much you spend on it, because obviously the more you spend, likely the longer you want to hold on to it. So it's worth considering. And I want to know. Vladimir Putin signs law making Russian apps mandatory on smartphones and computers. So we talked about how there was a new a kind of disconnection from the global internet, a development, a change in the way that Russia wanted to interact with the internet, an ability to have better control. I believe they
Splinternet.
Splinter net. Splinter net. Splinter net. That's right. You love that word.
It's a cool word.
Well, splinter net makes you think of Splinter.
Yes.
From Ninja Turtles. Splinter.
I don't know about that, but
Splinter. You don't remember Splinter?
Of course, yeah.
Hey, man, don't be rude in here.
It doesn't take me there, though. I just think of like...
Splinter is the rat, man.
I know, yeah.
No, you know, the thing is you don't. It's offensive. You might as well take the sandwich and eat it somewhere else. Because you're being that rude right now. Splinter is an important figure. Without Splinter, you got no Ninja Turtles. He trains the turtles.
Yes, in the sewer.
Correct.
With his stick and a robe.
Hey, man.
You know, that's...
Don't make fun of Splinter.
I'm not making fun of him. He's cool.
Yes. Yes.
Respect.
And he's wise. What is he? Splinter is like Ninja Turtles Yoda. Sort of. He's slow and he's old, but in a fight, all the rules change.
Yeah.
In a fight, it's new
explodes.
animation.
Yeah.
Things are flowing.
Yeah.
Things are flowing in a fight. It's slow and it's sore in daily life, but then in a fight, it's a different story. And Yoda has the same thing going on. He's got the cane, but then in a fight, he's 22 years old again.
Yeah.
Imagine you had that capability, Will. Because I see you creaking around the office.
Yeah.
But then a fight breaks out, and I'm like, this man is animated. All of a sudden, the joints start flowing.
Oh, yeah.
The fish oil kicks in.
I'm doing backflips. My hip doesn't hurt anymore.
So Splinter net is what we're talking about. And so this idea, I believe what Russia was calling it is internet sovereignty, control over the domestic internet. And of course, we've seen similar things to this. We have the China example, the Great Firewall that we're aware of. This one likely to operate differently. But increasingly, countries are looking at these kinds of concepts. And this is a very direct way of changing the landscape and the ecosystem by making it mandatory for smartphones and computers to carry specific Russian apps. Well, because obviously, in that case, the government gets to influence what those apps happen to be. Now, the premise is that it's going to make life easier for smartphone buyers because they're going to need these apps anyways. Mm-hmm. But of course, you could read this from the other angle, which is, well, of course you want me to have those apps. Those apps are in line with whatever the agenda happens to be. Mm-hmm. And so the country's mobile phone market is dominated by foreign companies, including Apple, Samsung, and Huawei. The legislation signed by Putin said the government would come up with a list of Russian applications that would need to be installed on different devices. So you could also, I guess, make the argument that from a internet sovereignty or technology sovereignty standpoint, that when you're letting all this foreign hardware into the country, and if you are, for whatever reason, apprehensive about that, possibly through the installation of specific apps, you could enable some form of monitoring of that hardware and what it's doing. I don't know. That would seem like a possibility. The law has been presented as a way to help Russian IT firms compete with foreign companies and spare consumers from having to download software upon purchasing a new device. So that's the way it's being pitched publicly. It's like, look, your life gets easier and more Russians get jobs creating apps for these devices because now there's a market for it and they don't necessarily have to compete with the pre-existing apps, but instead the Russian version can prevail and succeed. It's not all that different than the idea of keeping jobs local and encouraging domestic manufacturing, for example. This could be trying to encourage domestic app development. But of course, there's going to be criticism, as there would be, as there always is. Mm-hmm. This story coming via Reuters, one of your favorite news sources to pronounce.
Yeah, it's not bad.
So go ahead.
It's Reuters, right?
Reuters.
Routers,
that's what you said the one time. So yeah, the world it's becoming, there's a little bit of factioning going on. But hey man, in the US, they're saying you're not bringing Huawei in here. That's kind of a technology sovereignty. It's in the same realm.
Yeah.
It's controlling your domestic marketplace. It's not a completely free market there either. So just to be clear, now you get to perceive it as you will and as you wish. But this is what's going on in the world of technology. And the manufacturers, if you think about it from their perspective, who has to do the installation? They do. So imagine now you're Samsung, you're sitting over there, you're in South Korea. You got the fast internet, you got the K-pop, you got the barbecue, you got the fried chicken,
Yes.
you got
Very
the chicken
delicious.
wings.
Oh yeah.
So the spicy chicken wings, Korean spicy chicken wings, a different level of spice.
Yeah. So I've heard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you never had them.
Uh,
They come over to you, they take one look at me. I go in there, they take one look at me like, you don't want that.
you don't want the Korean spice.
They say, I'm like, can I please get some chicken wings in here? They don't, get out. You don't want this. Guy like you. I say, hey,
Ease up.
hey, let's
Relax.
take a second here. You know, this could be what I want. And they go, okay, fine. And then they give it to me and I'm dying. I'm dead on the floor.
Yeah.
And the K-pop's playing in the background and I'm dying. I'm convulsing on the floor.
Yeah.
So they got really, really spicy. But no, I'm just joking. If you go to a Korean chicken wing place, they'll give you the option. You can have the spicy, the not spicy. So shout out Korean chicken place. So you're sitting over there, you're trying to have your wings, and then you get this message from your boss, and he says, Putin says everything that we're sending over there has got to have all this software now. You got to head back to the office. You got to take all that stuff out of production. You got to put it back on the software installation stage, and now you got to input all these various apps.
Right.
So it puts a different headache into the regional aspect of shipping these devices, distributing these devices. So you can't imagine that manufacturers are all that happy about it. It's only going to add complexity for them. If they want to keep doing business in Russia, they're going to have to comply. So that's worth noting. That's another angle. Google delivered Pixel 4 devices in Domino's pizza boxes today, which was yesterday. Was that yesterday? December 2nd? Yesterday. Today, at the time the article was written, 9 to 5 Google. So I was not at the Pixel launch event, but you may have seen the videos coming from various influencers who did their initial Google Pixel unboxing inside of a Domino's pizza box. So they got Domino's lunch, some Domino's pizza, but at the top part of the box was a box within a box, and that box housed a Google Pixel. And so it's kind of a cool, unusual unboxing experience. You know, I don't mind it. Have some fun. Pizza, cheese,
It
sauce.
came with pizza though, right?
Yeah, the pizza's underneath.
Okay.
You get the pixel on the top, pizza underneath.
Really wanted that
Pixel and a pizza. Pizza and a pixel. How about that? Well, this went out on social media, and I don't know what the original plan was, but you're going to get a couple of views. You're going to get a couple of clicks. You're there. You're unboxing your Pixel. You're an influencer, as you would be at a Pixel launch event. So you tweet, Will. You tweet, you gram, you story. Do you know anything about that?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'll tell you.
I do
Oh,
some
yeah.
stories.
Oh, yeah. You do your
the
stories. You go to the event. You do your
Old
stories.
Instagram there.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
So we got our first glimpse at this pizza thing. And anyway, it appears it was relatively successful, or maybe this was part of the initial master plan, but they made it so that regular customers could actually order the Pixel and pizza deal and get $200 off the Pixel, plus the free pizza delivery and a special edition case. You know, you tell me you ever had a better day than that? You ain't never had a better day than that. Pixel, $200 off, free pizza, delivery, special edition case. Now you're eating pizza, setting up your Pixel.
That's cool.
That's different.
Yeah.
That's really different. Now, it was available in a very limited release. You had to be in Miami Beach, in the Miami Beach area, and you were getting a 128 gigabyte Pixel 4 or Pixel 4 XL, each offered at $200 off as part of Google's Black Friday and Cyber Monday deal. Now, they've been discounting the Pixel. People have been critical of the Pixel. We talked about it on a previous episode. So you got to think of, they claim to be a new player. They're not a new player in the world, but they are still a relatively new player in the smartphone space. So you got to, according to them, you got to come up with creative ways of getting the word out and having some fun. You like this deal. Look at you staring at that. You're really into this.
I'm just really hungry.
You're really hungry. You're really hungry, but you're really into it.
Yeah, I think it's creative. I think it's cool. It's not hurting anyone. Everyone likes pizza. You know?
Well, I don't know. I can't say it's not hurting anyone. I don't. The delivery guy could have tripped on this. I don't know. I hope no one got hurt.
Yeah.
It's like when you watch the movie when you're a kid and the dog gets hurt, and then you're like, you don't understand. You don't understand that he didn't actually get hurt. And then you got to wait till the end when it says no animals, and your mom tells you, no animals were harmed in the filming. And as soon as you see the line, you feel so much better. Yeah. Even though you have no way of knowing.
It's crying throughout the whole movie.
You have no way of knowing. Yeah. Dog could be dead for real. They just write the line. No animals suffered at all. Yeah. And like, who decides what suffering is? Were they happy? How happy were they? I don't know. Can't answer any of this.
You're asking yourself this?
Yes, I'm 7 years old. I'm asking myself this. I'm asking these questions.
All right.
I'm saying they weren't harmed. Well, who decides what harm is? What if they're miserable the whole time on this set, jumping in the pool, out of the pool 15 times?
Yeah, I mean, that's
Let's
possible.
Go. You know, Sparky in, Sparky out. Getting worked.
Well, hopefully there were no pizza delivery.
I mean, I always had trouble with it.
Or harmed.
I always had trouble with it. I think a lot of people agree. Definitely Vin agrees. And when they go in the movie and they start killing off regular human actors or whatever,
yeah, that's fine.
The minute they go for the dog, as a kid, you're crushed. Yeah. Why they had to do it to the dog? Yeah. You're crushed, and people know this. So you get the standard pizza box with a 12-inch pizza on the inside, and the special compartment on the top. Domino's art style was used to illustrate features of the device. So there's they're advertising just like kind of on the box, how the box tells you the features. Mm-hmm. They treated the pizza box as the device box. And you could actually choose between a couple of different pizzas that you would get for free as far as the toppings were concerned. And there was actually more to the story of why they thought this would be a good collaboration. And the reason was because you know how Google's always trying to push people on the assistant with the voice? And they say, and they got the new one, which is the air gesture, which I've used 4 times in the car.
Sully?
I use like 4 times. But they said, well, you're eating the pizza and you get the grease on your hands. So you're waving now. You're waving and you're talking and you're not necessarily tapping because you're eating the Domino's. So they felt that there was what you would do in a corporate situation. You'd have the meeting in the boardroom and you say, there's synergy here. If we worked, if we had a boardroom, we would walk into the boardroom and we would just say that word. And then we'd carry on with the day. Yeah. So they figured that out, and then you end up with this marketing project, and a bunch of people end up with a full belly and a pixel. So, kind of cool. Okay, the next one screwed me up, and you know it. It screwed everyone up. It screwed the whole internet.
Yeah, I didn't watch this, but
okay, you didn't watch it. Maybe we can play it in the corner. Jack's gonna give it. We're gonna get a little glimpse. I don't know. We have to watch the whole thing. Let's just get a glimpse of it in the corner over here. And we don't actually, I don't even think we need audio because I can narrate it because I watched it. So, lady comes down the stairs. She's a mother, it appears. There's a young child there. It's snowing outside. We imagine it's Christmas. She's covering her eyes. She uncovers the eyes. You got to pause it. She uncovers the eyes. She sees the exercise bike. It's a Peloton bike, okay? Will, you don't understand. It's a startup, monthly service, big money, billions of dollars. Evaluation. Big business. You're riding the bike. You're watching. The person is telling you, go, spin class, go. In the monitor, there's a giant screen on it. You buy the bike, but then you get the subscription. What is it? $50 a month, something like this, starting. And you're going to these classes in your own house. I just felt I had to cover that. Most people have heard of this thing, but I felt I had to cover that. So they do this holiday commercial, and they're taking all kinds of weird heat. It's weird heat because people don't even know what to be mad about other than the fact that the whole thing feels strange. So she comes down the stairs Christmas morning, uncovers her eyes, and the husband has bought the lady he bought the wife, presumably, the exercise bike. Now, already some people are offended. Some people are offended right at this point, right here. That's offense number one. I didn't really pick up on the offense number one, but it could be because I'm not a lady. And could also be that I got the healthy physique already.
Yeah, your squirrelless figure.
So the initial complaint here is, why is this dude buying her an exercise bike? She should make that choice, I guess. Maybe this is something we should all know as guys who don't buy a Peloton bike. I don't even see the issue. If you want to buy me one of these bikes, I'll take it.
Maybe they can share it.
I'm not going to be offended. Would you be offended?
No.
You don't think someone's
like,
calling
cool.
you fat if they got you an exercise bike?
No, I don't think so.
Well, anyway, that's
like not my first thought.
Not mine either. But apparently that's a thing that some people on Twitter, and their initial response was, this lady is slim and trim and it's Christmas and she's happy, and this dude's throwing a bike at her like, hey, hop on the bike. Get to work. Get to work.
Right.
So that was the first criticism, but that's not the one that stands out to me. She immediately starts vlogging or doing Instagram stories, but people said she looks terrified. Which I kind of agree. I kind of agree she looks terrified, but I don't know.
Very unsure.
Unsure, but maybe that's what they were asking for in the brief, because
I don't know about this. I'm trying this new thing. There's someone staring at me, yelling at me.
Why didn't they get you for the commercial?
I'm just pitching.
You see how believable that was?
Yeah.
They should have got you, Willie. Dude, I would have. You know how many of these things I would have bought if it was you right there?
Yeah, I know. What a
You come downstairs Christmas morning.
Boatload.
You lift your, you open your eyes.
I'm just vlogging.
You're vlogging. Yeah. Man, I'd buy so many of those if that was the commercial.
I wouldn't look like her, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's not the commercial, but so she's vlogging and you cut, and there's this uncanny thing. You cut to her camera and it continues, and she just keeps vlogging. She's coming home from work. She's vlogging again. This time she's vlogging in portrait mode. Then she's vlogging in bed, though that one, she's definitely not holding a camera. So, especially the way it dropped in with the edit, this one I think doesn't make the pitch as well, that it's her smartphone and she's doing the recording, and it seems more like a commercial. But she's lying in bed. She says 5 a.m. Let's go back to it. But she doesn't seem all that happy about it. Or real. She doesn't seem very real. But anyway, continue. And she's on the bike. Now she got some form going. She's still scared. She's still terrified. At this point, you feel that she has been doing this for a while, but she's still terrified. And the dude in the back is yelling, let's go get back on the bike. You see, he's the instructor. That's how this thing works. There's an instructor on the screen yelling at you. That's what you pay the subscription for.
I thought he was John Cena there.
It's not John Cena. They can't afford, well, maybe they can. They can definitely afford
like
John Cena. They can definitely afford John Cena. But I don't think that's John Cena.
No,
I don't even know if John Cena would want to do it. Does he even want to go on a bike?
No.
So, okay, you can continue now. So she still looks terrified. She's still vlogging, or at least posting to stories. And this is where it gets real strange. In 30 seconds, how strange can it be? Now she's on the TV.
Who's watching her?
She is. She's watching her. She's watching herself on the TV, which, if you were posting this to stories, it's very unlikely that you would go back a year later. So presumably this is a year later now. I believe they say something in the dialogue where we're a year deep, and they're on the couch, and she's got the husband there. And they're watching her clips that she recorded throughout the year of, I can't believe it's been a year. I'm a whole new person because of this bike. And they're reviewing the clips that she recorded over the course of the year.
Are they trying to see her process or something?
On the following Christmas.
Yeah.
So she was recording these clips to revisit a year later with her husband who bought the bike. And people don't like that either, because they say, first of all, he bought the bike, like chop, chop, whatever the implication is that people have on Twitter. And then the follow-up a year later, okay, what's the progress? Yeah. Hey, I'm not saying, that ain't me. I'm saying on Twitter.
Yeah.
Because people on Twitter, there's just so
yeah.
much noise going. There's so many takes. It's all the takes. For me, the most uncanny thing about it, outside of that particular criticism, she still looks terrified right there.
Her brows are always
She still
just
looks
sad looking.
scared, and he is very satisfied. Yeah, there's anyway, the internet loses their mind as it does in general. And everyone has their own takes on this. People are criticizing various aspects of it. You can read all about it. For me, because I'm in the social media space, obviously, posting videos, the weirdest part is just the way video is moving around within it. What is shot on the phone? Who really puts it on the TV? Where are you posting this? Is this going on her public story, or is she just cataloging this for her husband later? For herself, privately? Because do humans do that? Do they shoot videos for themselves like a diary to watch later? Or are we to believe that this is all going on social media along the way, and then they're rewatching her social media a year later, which I don't think people do that. I've never done that. So there's all these strange production questions that I ask as a person who posts videos on social media. It just feels hard to pin down what they're telling me here.
Did Peloton come out with some sort of statement?
No, they did not respond. No statement. And that gets me to my next part. Was it all intentional? Because we're talking about it. We're talking about Peloton now, and there's no way they're going to make it on this show.
Yeah.
Even though people are saying the ad itself is making people lose their minds. Was it programmed in such a fashion to make us lose our minds? Yeah. Did they rewatch it and say, oh, people are going to go crazy when they see this. They're going to have to talk about it. Because as you know, more people just end up finding out about this bike and saying, I wouldn't mind getting on a bike. I don't look like her, but I wouldn't mind getting on a bike.
Is this really a commercial, though?
This is their big holiday commercial.
Their intent is to confuse people?
2.3 million views on this commercial on Twitter, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know. What does the YouTube clip have? The gift that gives back. 1.2 million. And they only have 14. Look at the thumbs down. Look at the thumbs up and down. People stinking hate it. Isn't it weird? You can't even pin down what's wrong. Well, you just watched it. What's wrong with it? Oh, they disabled comments as well. What do you see as being the most wrong with it, beyond the fact that it has some sort of bizarre tinge to it?
This doesn't make me want the bike. It doesn't sell me, the purpose of this. Trying to share, her progress. It's like, I wouldn't expect this, but I kind of think it's kind of hilarious. It's funny. It's funny to talk about.
It is. So maybe that's look, but could they be that genius to throw something so strange out there? I don't know. They have a board of advisors and investors and billions of dollars. Will, I just can't imagine them all approving of this cryptic play in which they were going to trick the whole internet into talking about. I can't picture that. Mm-hmm. So for me, it seems like more of a
misstep.
Well, just an unintended outcome. I think maybe the way they perceived us watching it was just as the straight up story. She gets a Peloton bike and is happy with it a year later.
It's supposed to be feel good.
I think that's the goal. But the problem comes in with the vloggy stuff, because now we're merging worlds of user-generated content in a commercial atmosphere. So now she's the influencer or the vlogger or whatever it is, but we're seeing an actress play an influencer, not an influencer play an actress. And I feel this is really screwing people up on social media who are used to influencer content. They sort of know what vlog-style content looks like. And then this one ends up feeling like a corporation doing vlog-style content with storyboarding and costume and set design and all the rest of it. And so something for us feels off because it becomes neither. Mm-hmm. It's neither a corporate commercial vibe and look and feel or an influencer piece.
Right.
So then you're just left confused, sort of, in a space of what what vortex have I entered?
Right.
What realm am I in? Which dimension is this? It's what about when Homer Simpson's walking on the grid? Remember that? And all the rules change.
Yes.
Do you remember that episode?
When he becomes 3D.
Is that the best episode of The Simpsons?
It's up there.
It's the Halloween one, and he goes into the real world, right?
Yes.
Yeah, but that's not the coolest part. The coolest part is when he's on the grid.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's my favorite episode, I think, looking back. At least it's one of the memorable ones. But yeah, so look, there's a lot of comments on Twitter if you want to go read. People hate it. They really hate it. They are motivated to give it a thumbs down. Here's someone's comment, Clue Haywood. Look, I don't want to be the Peloton ad guy anymore, but the newest commercial about the vlogging 116-pound woman's year-long fitness journey to becoming a 112-pound woman who says, I didn't realize how much this would change me, is ridiculous. Come on. That's the sentiment. If people are saying, or at least they're perceiving, what is her journey? What is the journey? But I don't think it's a weight loss. From their perspective, I think it was honest. I'm just guessing. I'm speculating. But I don't think they were trying to say that she needs to lose weight or that the husband's saying she needs to lose weight. Mm-hmm. I think it's she wanted to get athletic and participate in the fun of it, let's say. Not, I don't know. I'm saying I think that's what the pitch is, that it's a hard thing. You're there, they're screaming at you in the cycling with the spinning.
It is motivating.
It's hard to do, right? If you're going to do that every morning, it's hard to do. You're tired, and I don't think it always has to just be a thin and a fat thing when it comes to fitness.
No. Just being active.
Being active, getting your heart rate up.
Yeah.
Right? There's plenty of thin people who don't get the heart rate going.
No. Like me.
And there could be individuals who are a tiny bit heavier who do get the heart rate going. There's a wide variety. It's a spectrum to it. Anyway, go watch the thing for yourself. You come to your own conclusions. You let me know over here in the comments.
Do you like the fact that Peloton didn't
respond
in any way?
They're not going to respond.
Are they too embarrassed, you think?
No, they're huge. People don't realize how successful Peloton is. When they made their own bike, like they were just a spin shop. They were a gym thing that you went into. When they made their own bike and got the subscription business going, they exploded. Like, let me give you a quick.
Do you think
I'm gonna give you a quick evaluation right now? A quick valuation. $4.15 billion evaluation. An exercise bike with a service attached to it. Yeah. It's like some Netflix stuff going on. Yeah. I'm telling you, it's huge. And the model is crazy because you got this big bike sitting there that relies on a subscription service, which is costing you $50, $60 a month. Who are you paying that kind of dough? Your cell phone company, that's it. Maybe for gas. Maybe to heat the place. Yeah. You got your bills go like that, then you got the bike. Yeah. The bike bill. It's big time, Will. So they can't be on there mixing it up on social media. They just put the thing out.
So they don't even care.
No, man. They go. Okay. I mean, they might care. Somebody might get fired, depending on what the backlash actually leads to. But they're not going to come out and mix it up on social media and say, "Here's what we really meant," and they're not going to mix it up. It's too big to be mixing it up like that, and it's understandable why. They may just take this into consideration the next time they go and put a commercial out. A holiday commercial. Now, time will tell what the effectiveness of this is. We see a bunch of Pelotons popping up. But I got to say, there's got to be a lot of husbands that were thinking about getting this, that now see this backlash, and they're like, I'm not getting in that mix up. Yeah. Because when they see the backlash on BuzzFeed and whatever else of you do not buy a woman what are you trying to say, you jerk? Now they realize, I can't even play in that space. It's too risky. Mm-hmm. They realize the risk that you and I didn't even realize out the gate. Yeah. We were like, it's kind of cool. It's an exercise bike. I don't know. It's kind of cool. But then again, you and I were out of touch. What are we doing?
But it's also something that you can share, like the exercise bike. Like it's...
No, I know. That's too obvious though, Will.
Yeah.
You see, in Hollywood, it never goes like that.
No.
In Hollywood, the gift, it always bugged me. In Hollywood TV shows and stuff, somebody would get a car as a gift with a bow on the front. Does that ever happen in real life? Who buys a car like that? It's a bow. I mean, it obviously happens, but that's some fringe stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The bow and the license plate is personalized, and sharing never happens in Hollywood. There's no sharing allowed. Everything belongs to an individual in Hollywood because that's the epitome.
Right.
You got to have all your own things. In your own room, don't touch my things. It's part of the character development.
Yeah.
You're trying to like carve out.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if any of this might not be true.
no room for sharing.
This is just something
No, it's interesting. It's an interesting thought.
I don't think you share in Hollywood. But I'm just talking. Yeah. These are just noises. You might be able to interpret them, you might not. But this commercial is probably uninterpretable. So go give it a shot yourself. Maybe you see the deeper meaning. Maybe there's a deep message in there that none of us, it's affecting us, it's hitting us, but we don't really even see it. There's cryptic. Yeah. There's actually text in there that is flowing to my eyeballs without me even seeing it. The fact that she's terrified throughout the whole thing, what am I supposed to process? It's very exciting. Tesla Cybertruck will join Dubai's eclectic police fleet. I don't know if you knew this, Will, but in Dubai, the police car fleet is as cool as the car collections that individuals have in Dubai. It's not just...
Yeah, they got Lambos for comfort.
Yeah, it's not... You know what I mean? It's not... Nothing boring happening there. And it can't... The justification is... The justification from the police department, hey, man, if the population is out here in Bugattis, we need a Bugatti. We got to have our own Bugatti. How do we catch these guys if we don't have the Bugatti as well? Also, I don't know about you, but seeing cool cars in police form,
yeah,
that's some sci-fi stuff.
It's a nice flex.
It's just cool.
Yeah.
And so there's the Bugatti in police car form. Their police colors kind of mess me up, though, with the green. I just can't see green as police status. I need to see blue, just because obviously that's more typical for me. But I guess over there, that green probably has some power. People know what's up if they see that in the... Imagine, Will, you're out there on the streets, regular dude, guy like you, just having a day. It's an afternoon. You're going for the sandwich from earlier, and this guy is in the rear view in the Bugatti. With the police, he lights up the lights. What you doing? What you trying to do? You trying to get away? Yeah, I didn't think so.
No.
Well, let me tell you something. As cool as the Lambo, Bugatti, and the other rare vehicles are in the fleet, I think the Cybertruck is absolutely perfect because intimidation factor is ridiculous. Plus, the thing is made out of complete steel, as Engadget notes. Here's the subtext on the headline: an electric wedge of death might just intimidate speeders. And I couldn't agree more with John Fingus, who wrote this article. This thing coming up behind you is even worse. It's 0 to 60 on a tri-motor model. Tri-motor model. Say that 10 times fast.
Not gonna try.
2.9 seconds, 0 to 60. Even if you're in that Bugatti or whatever, this is a big, giant steel beast moving at that pace, almost 6,000 pounds, likely. What you trying to do?
It's pretty scary because it's silent too. Well, it's quiet.
Interesting.
It's just like sneaking up on
I like that angle.
Like a predator.
It's sneaking up on you as well. Although what's weird, in their image and their mock-up of it as a Dubai police vehicle, no lights on the top. And I know the whole top, there's a lot of glass on the top. So it's a curious thought where they're going to put the actual police lights on the top of the vehicle. I'm sure they'll find a place. Now, interestingly, the law enforcement agency there said that they're going to get this vehicle in 2020. But does that mean they're going to get it before anyone else? Because, of course, production doesn't start until 2021, late. So did they get a special deal? Shake some hands. Elon, they fly over San Francisco, Bay Area, Los Angeles, wherever he happens to be. Yeah. Shake a couple hands, get one of the earliest.
Build a gigafactory there.
Shake hands because never mind the gigafactory. You got a lot of sun in Dubai. But the solar angle.
Yeah.
But the solar angle.
Yeah.
Or forget about all that. What about just the advertisement? It's cool. You got this thing floating around Dubai. You make a name for Tesla. You get the word out. It's kind of cool anyway. So this might be the most practical, flashy police vehicle You might see a lot of these things in the police force. Remember we were talking yesterday about how there's so many Ford Explorers in the police force? Imagine it's these instead. Now, granted, imagine it's a lot of imagining to do here, but you got to have the charge stations if you convert. You can't convert all the police cars, but maybe we'll see a couple around here in the local police force. These things creeping up on you. You're dead. You're doomed, Will. What does he call it? The wedge of death is coming for you in the form of the Cybertruck.
Why am I dead?
Well, because you're speeding too much. Remember, you got you got the speeding ticket the other day.
Running me over?
Yeah, you got the speeding ticket the other day, and the wedge of death doesn't put up with. They don't pull you over and give you a ticket. They just run over top of you. They clock you on the radar. Okay, you're just mind your business. Afternoon, going for the sandwich, and they clock you, and then they just spin around, and then they just come head on. That's how Cybertruck deals with problems, like a horror movie. What was that horror movie where the truck was the villain? Does anybody remember this? It's an insane movie.
Is it an 18-wheeler or it's just
no? I don't think it's an 18-wheeler, but it's a big truck, and it's the monster in the movie. It will get you on the highway. Is it called? That's not Jeepers Creepers, is it?
No, that's with the monster. Like
wait, I might have got it wrong. No, no. It's not Monster Trucks. How dare you? That's like a kid's movie.
Well,
I think it's called Jeepers. Vin says yes to Jeep. Maybe I got it wrong. A bus? A school bus? That might have been it. That might be what I'm thinking of.
that's
Okay, do truck horror movie. Truck horror movie. Go check it. Maximum Overdrive?
Roadkill.
Maximum Overdrive.
Is it this one?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was an 18.
Yeah, it's crazy. The clips have been memed, right? Have these clips been memed with a truck? Oh my God. No, that's not what I'm thinking. Stephen King, Maximum Overdrive. Did they do more than one version or? Wait, give me Jeepers Creepers. I think I was thinking of Jeepers Creepers. But that one looks insane too, Maximum Overdrive. Yeah, this is what I was thinking. It's not a school bus. It's an old-fashioned truck. No, that's the guy. But he's in a truck though. At least for the first
at the beginning.
The first half of the movie.
This one.
The first half of the movie, he's chasing you around in that. What's that?
That's not a school bus, is it?
No, it's like a truck from the 50s or something. It's a
like
delivery
it's
truck.
like a milk truck or something.
It's like a delivery truck from the 40s. That it's all rusty. Yeah, it says Jeepers Creepers in the front. This is the one I was thinking, but it turns out there's been lots of this situation going on where the truck is the villain. Well, the Cybertruck is the futuristic villain, Will, and if you speed, it doesn't have time to be writing tickets. So it hits you head on, and the steel, which you saw reinforced with the sledgehammer, it just crumples you and it just moves on with its day, and nobody can stop the Cybertruck, okay? You understand? That's how it works. It's starting in Dubai. It's coming here next. It's in your future. Stop speeding, Will. You're in trouble. That's it.